why do you think that women are rating themselves a 10?
I agree, to feel better about themselves, to boost their confidence, boost the way that they view themselves because they want to feel better about themselves, so they're going to say they're a 10, so they feel like a 10.
Isn't that kind of delusional?
I guess it's perception, yeah.
And why should anyone else's opinion matter? If I'm a 10, I can also be striving for improvement, but if
then you're not a 10.
Yeah, I can be a 10 and still working on things.
How can you be perfect but then need more perfect?
You can get even more perfect. You can achieve Super Saiyan 10.
How can you be perfect and then be more perfect than perfect? Perfect means perfection.
The scale can grow. How about that? But I'm just saying, you can be 10 and you can still work on yourself and you can still grow from there. And why should anyone else's opinion matter?
So you're going to be... Okay, so let's assume that 10 is the highest number in the world. There's no number mathematically which is higher than the number 10. Mm-hmm. How can you then be a 10.5 or a 10.2?
That's your reality, and my reality is different than yours.
Scale. No one ever did BMS. Woman Crush Wednesday. Would you like me to rate you?
Right. So if we're living in different realities, right? Either neither of the realities are true, or only one of them is, right?
I can live in my reality. I'm living in my reality right now, and you're living in yours. You're in a small square box in my reality. In your reality, I'm on your computer screen. That is our reality.
In a small square box, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
So we're both in the same reality, right?
All right.
Except one of us is able to still do ratings in this reality that are realistic, and the other one isn't, which is really weird. But it's like one of us lives in a real reality, and the other one lives in a kind of delusional place.
Ivan Jr. donated $69. From a man, let's cut the BS, starting from the right. 6,5,4,4,6,5,5,7. Maddie is the most beautiful. If you're a 10, you should be getting paid from advertising companies or married, being so high value.
I do.
Wait, starting from the right?
Yeah. I think a lot of women at this table get paid and might be married. So.
I actually fill both of those boxes.
Wait, so hold on. Me and her were having a bit of an exchange. Why don't we continue there? So you're asking me to name like a woman who I think is
attractive, like your prototype of the ideal woman.
Here's the thing. It's hard for me to think of like an actual celebrity or famous person that I could just throw out there that I think is a 10, but I can tell you a woman who I think is pretty darn attractive. Nick, why don't you Google Kristen Kruick, young, I guess, because she'd be in her 40s now, but she's still babe status, but like more mature babe status, like like wrinkle babe status.
But she's like somewhat famous. Like if we searched pictures of her when she was younger, could we find any?
She's probably like C-list.
Oh.
Let me Google this. Let me see Kristen Kruick.
Before and after. Google that. Before and after plastic
I'm saying
surgery.
Young Kristen Kruick.
She doesn't have any plastic surgery.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. She definitely doesn't have any?
No plastic, as far as I know. Natural. Go ahead.
Is there before and afters?
Let's scroll down.
Yeah, she's really pretty.
Look, it's Maddie.
She's beautiful.
Hold on.
Wait, so what do you rate her? Like,
there's young Kristen Kruick, and then there's I'm an old lady. She's still, I'd still.
Wait.
Can we just for the sake of fun research
Hold on.
Okay.
Click. What about the one in the middle there with the red?
Yeah, that's really pretty. It's a good picture.
Yeah, she's not a 10. Not a 10. Desmond? Did you call her mid?
She's a 10.
She's
Leggett
what?
_Lanius_Junior donated $69.
Desmond's calling her mid, bro.
Ladies, even your mothers, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers would have said they were not 10s. If you want to honor their legacy and embody true, actual confidence, just be a proud 7 and move on.
We're not allowed to be say 7.
No, my mother's a 10.
Wait, but you don't think she's a 10? The one that you just showed us? She's not your prototype of the ideal beauty?
She's very beautiful and attractive. I don't know. She's maybe not a 10, but she's very attractive woman.
She's a 10.
Very attractive.
I'd say she's like a 9.
No, bro, you ain't seen that girl walking around in Isla Vista. No, or in Santa Barbara. You're not, bro.
Okay, well, just
I don't know. She did kind of look a little average to me.
Listen, shut the fuck up, Andrew. Andrew doesn't like Asian women. That's the thing.
That's true. I don't.
Yeah.
That's
Well, what was I saying? She's attractive. You know what? I need to be prepared for this.
If you had it all your way,
Yeah.
perfect personality, you get to pick exactly what she looks like. What is a celebrity that you'd want her to very closely resemble?
Lol Paladins donated $69.
No.
Scarlett Johansson in her prime, red dress, red carpet,
I don't honestly.
11 tenths.
I don't really care about celebrities, so I can't think of one that I'm like. There's probably just some like random chick.
Megan Fox, Angelina Jolie.
No, not Angelina.
Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba's
Blake
attractive.
Lively.
Jessica Alba's attractive, for sure. ScarJo, attractive.
Love her.
But I can't think of one where I'm like, God damn. There's you ever see? No, there's not like a celebrity where I'm like, holy fuck.
None?
No, I can't think of
Andrew,
any.
what are yours?
What about you?
It's probably some like random chick.
Yeah, or
if I
Instagram,
had-
IG
If
model.
I had to scale up,
Those are
from
harder
a-
to find before
from like
pictures,
a celebrity that I can think of off the top of my head. You know that chick from Vikings who was Ragnar's wife in the first season?
Nope.
No.
Don't know her.
What's the name? We don't
I
know.
can't think of her name. I don't remember. But
What's her name? Jessica Biel. Young
Okay,
Jessica
Jessica Biel. Let's
like pretty close. Pretty
Wait, I don't know how
close.
she looks.
so
Young
let's
Jessica Biel's pretty close.
She said Jake Justin Timberlake, right?
yeah.
Rip.
Or what? Aren't they married?
Wait, what's that, Nick?
I guess her name is
got
it
it
Bridget
right.
Bardot? Is
You
that her
can pull
name?
it up.
Let's pull up Jessica Biel. Can we write before and after plastic surgery?
Young Jessica Biel.
Is that?
Yeah, the chick who played
That looks like
Lagertha.
AI.
That's the chick. Yeah.
That's totally it.
She looks
Yeah,
better
that does
in
look like
person. You know.
I think the other girl's more.
It
Scroll
literally
down, Nick.
says
Scroll down.
Civet
Got it.
AI.
Scroll down. Yeah, see, I mean, come on, bruv. But I mean, I don't know. Without makeup, who knows? Who knows what the truth is?
I think the other girl's more attractive than her.
No, I do think Kristen Cruick more attractive than Jessica Biel. From my own personal preference.
And you think that a woman who's done plastic surgery couldn't look like that?
Wait, what?
Do you think that a woman who's done plastic surgery could look like Kristen?
I feel like all
Cruick?
plastic surgery looks the same.
It does.
It depends on the surgeon. By the way, I'm only sharing this because I want to educate men. Because I think that part of the pedestal is, oh, she's just naturally a 10. But it's not true. Like, I actually feel bad for, not anymore, because now there's looks maxing. And now men are starting to catch on to ways that they can become more attractive. But I think that before that, like, women had the leverage because they could get away with doing all this surgery. And they could look like a 10, but she necessarily wasn't born that way.
Hey, Brian, try
And what looks
Catherine
natural
Try
isn't
who?
always natural.
Winnick. Catherine Winnick. Try that. Pull that one up.
Catherine Winnick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've just seen like
Winnick.
like on social media. I've seen so many girls that look
What?
exactly like Kim Kardashian.
Totally. I know
because they
exactly
have
what you're
plastic
talking
surgery.
about.
Yeah.
It's the IG model look. Like
Yeah.
the over big lips, the too small nose, the eyes that go
I
upward.
like brunettes. Okay. I like
Andrew,
brunettes.
that's yours?
Get these blondes out of here.
Andrew, you have a type.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a type. That's correct.
Get
I was like, wait, hold on. We saw a picture of your wife.
Get these blondes out of my sight, Andrew. Okay, I'm just kidding. I don't know. No, that's the Vikings girl who you're talking about. That was the Vikings girl. Wait, so we're talking about plastic surgery, right? And I said something about fake
titties.
Fake titties.
Yeah.
What's that have to do with like facial attractiveness?
Well, because are you against all plastic surgery or just porn star looking boobies?
I'm against most plastic surgery, and I'll tell you,
What?
huh?
What's changed your mind?
Well,
I feel like you used to be against all.
I mean, there's different degrees to the invasiveness of the procedure. For example, like implants is more invasive than like a rhinoplasty, you know? So,
like some forehead Botox. Like you're cool with that?
no, I mean, I'd prefer, look, I'm a natural body supremacist.
Why is my
okay?
chat saying that you wait? Why is my chat saying that you said ew when you pulled up Catherine Winnick?
I did.
Brian?
I did.
did.
It wasn't. She's an attractive woman. It's just don't show me. I said the blonde hair.
You can't do the blonde.
I can't do the blonde.
The second girl you said had blonde hair too, right?
Jessica Biel, she's kind of like, I don't know what her actual
Dirty
hair
blonde.
color is, whatever. Anyways, in any case, I'm a natural body supremacist, so I'd rather a girl have no boobs, flat, totally flat, versus perfect fake titties. Flat. I'd prefer that. I'd prefer a little belly fat over lipo. I'd prefer like no booty over BBL.
Yeah.
I'd prefer what's the other one? Oh, small upper lip over lip filler. Like, so for me, I don't think any of those procedures, like you can take any woman who's had any of those procedures and I would prefer their state as it was prior to the surgery.
I like it. Nuanced.
Is it?
It is nuanced.
No,
yeah.
it's very black and white.
Well, I know, but you said you were
Fuck
cool with
plastic
rhinoplasties, which I thought was pretty nuanced.
I'm saying that rhinoplasties are less invasive than implants.
Invasive, you mean like the surgery, or invasive, like how do you mean by invasive?
In terms of, so you're saying it's like removing some of the cartilage in the nose, right? I mean, we're talking about millimeters of difference, whereas like fake boobs, it's something that's actually implanted in you. Look, I'm not making the case that like it's very different too, because the difference here is that with implants, that looks like fake, but like a woman who has a rhinoplasty, you can't, like, it could look as if like totally normal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sounds like what you're saying is you don't like a woman who looks like she's gotten work done. You don't like the look of I have work done.
Well, I also
versus,
even
like,
let me just
beauty.
say that she totally passes. Like, I can't. Maybe the BBL is really good. I ain't never seen a good BBL, but okay. The BBL is good. The lipo's good. There's always something a little weird in the stomach with the lipo. Fake titties. I mean, that's pretty. I'm like 90. I'm 99% out of 100 on guessing it. You know, like I said, turtleneck, I can still tell if the titty's fake.
Lol Paladins donated $69. When I was in the Air Force, a girl got her chin job paid for by the military. She just ended up looking more like a guy. It was such a bad choice.
Now, the other thing with this is, thank you, Paladins. So in addition to, I think I was making the point of, even if she's passing, the other concern there is what's going on in her mind. So it's not just like for me, it's not just about her physical appearance, although that's a component. And frankly, like I said, I think typically plastic surgery tends to, in my view, people have different aesthetics. I think it makes them look worse. Fake titties looks worse, even if they had no boobs. BBL looks worse. Lipo belly looks worse than a little belly fat. Trying to think what else. Lip filler, prefer the small upper lip over the fake, the weird duck puffy thing that ends up happening. And there's always this little weird line that is just perma there. I think after, I don't know.
It's like migration, yeah.
Yeah, so, but it's also like, I think it's a negative mark against them for what's going on in their head too. So apart from just the aesthetic thing, I'm like, okay, is she mentally ill? Does she have body dysphoria? It's
maybe.
proxy. It's
maybe
somebody who gets plastic, like who gets plastic surgery. It can be proxy for. It almost certainly is proxy for insecurity. And the greater manifestation of that, it's proxy for mental illness. No offense. No offense.
Potentially, for sure. But what if it's, and I'm not advocating for or against plastic surgery, but what if she acknowledges that she's a 6, but she really wants to be a 9 because she knows that being a 9 comes with certain perks that being a 6 doesn't. And she's like, well, if I can just go get this nose job and maybe a little bit of lip filler, I could be seen as closer to a 9.
Yeah. The nose jobs are interesting ones because actually Elon Musk on Twitter today, Nick, can you maybe try to find it? There was these 3 sisters. You can probably Google 3 sisters get nose job same time. I saw in my feed on Twitter. And I do actually think when it comes to the rhinoplasty that is the one where like it actually can objectively, this is the one procedure that I actually tend to grant actually does tend to objectively make people look bigger. And I say this as somebody who's got a big nose. I got a big nose, and why are you playing Mambo number 5, bro?
Great song.
I think that is the clip, though, Nick, if you can pull it up. So Elon Musk replied to this. And they're still attractive women, but I mean, and also, it's not, I hate these.
I don't like these noses. Well, except the last one.
I mean, they're
too dumb looking.
I also fucking hate these before and afters where the lighting's totally different, their hair's different, they're wearing full makeup, the background's different. For a before and after to really make sense, you have to make everything as much the same. Lighting, background. You can't so it's not fair that she dyed her hair differently, whatever. But I do actually think it does objectively make somebody more attractive.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
For the rhinoplasty. All that other shit that I talked about, though, nope.
And I do think, to your point earlier, that there is a limit, to which one can optimize their looks. If two people have the same, or if two people have different, if you have a woman who's born naturally beautiful, she's more likely to be more beautiful when she gets work done than the girl who was born ugly and gets work done. There's a limit, there's a cap at how much you can max, if that makes sense.
Wait, so what are we arguing about?
You were saying earlier that there's a limit. There's only so much that you can optimize your looks.
She's agreeing with you.
I'm agreeing.
Oh. Because I was just making the argument that it's kind of mental illness.
Or it's to improve income.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I suppose. But I'm looking at it from the dating lens.
I think it's a spectrum. If she is very far on the spectrum where she's getting everything done and she's looking like what you were saying earlier, like the over-exaggerated IG model, then I would probably assume that there's insecurity.
I also just think it's deceptive too. Especially if you don't disclose that to a partner, it's one of the reasons we're attracted to somebody who's good looking and attractive is because, and this isn't always, I mean, it can be on the intellectual level, but it's also okay, I'll have attractive kids. That's one of the components there. So if you've just totally, blasted in plastic surgery, you've totally altered your appearance. It's
I think that goes for facial reconstruction. I don't think that goes for implants per se.
Yeah, not necessarily. Well,
that's if I walk around in heels and someone thinks I'm 6 foot because I've got heels on, but then I take my heels off and I'm 5 foot. It's clearly you can tell that I have implants. So it's obviously, looking at someone okay, yeah, you have implants, but I had to get implants, but my sister has natural breasts. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to have a child that has the ability to have, you know what I'm saying?
Well, this would refer a little bit more to
that's what I'm saying, facial reconstruction.
Facial alterations.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, in terms of the attraction trigger that it's going to cause in men, if he can't immediately determine that you have fake breasts or you have a BBL, for example, I mean, the reality is men are generally attracted to large breasts. They're attracted to big butts. And so you are kind of playing on that sort of instinctual trigger inside of men, an attraction trigger.
But it's if someone thinks, that's to say that someone is getting that to impress someone else as opposed to getting it done for themselves. You know what I mean? So it's I didn't think I was a 2 before I got my boobs done, and then that's what made me think I was a 6. You get what I'm saying? It's it was for me, not for how I thought someone else was going to view me.
I feel in some ways it can be about how other people view you, because ultimately you're comparing yourself to what girls with big breasts look like, and you think those girls are, say, prettier, So you are kind of comparing yourself to someone else in a way.
I think
to make yourself look as
Definitely.
beautiful or more beautiful.
Yeah, it could be an insecure. Like, so for me, I know that I had absolutely nothing, and when I looked in the mirror, I didn't feel feminine. But I knew that the feminine, like, just image, right?
Hold on. Wait, hold on. No, this is look. Hold on. Okay. I got you. You ready for this? Everyone's gonna hate me after this, but okay. You ever seen Greek statues? You like of Aphrodite? These women ain't got fucking milk jar. They don't got milk cannons.
They've got breasts though.
They got rolls.
They got A cups.
They do have.
They got A cups. Huh?
Do you know what an A cup looks like?
Okay, maybe it's
nothing.
Fine.
Right.
B cup, maybe. I don't know.
They have some sort of breasts.
Man, they got.
But they also have.
So I will say I'm against BBLs because if you can go to the gym and work on it,
You can go to the gym.
you can. There's no need to go get it, right? So like I'm very against BBLs. I'm very against liposuction, right? If you want to lose weight in your stomach, sign up for my personal training.
Got
If
it.
you want to grow
Yeah.
your butt, sign up for my personal training. I can help you do
can hit the
that.
gym.
If you want boobs, there's literally nothing I can do
Just
to
accept
help
it.
you.
Well, just accept it, Sammy.
You know what I mean?
Sammy,
But-
you just gotta accept the small B part. I'm a
Itty bitty titty committee?
I'm an ally. I'm an ally of the itty bitty titty committee. I'm an ally. Okay.
Yeah, I said that until I got mine done, and then I was so happy.
I'm just saying, if you're a girl and you got small boobs, just do squats.
Just do squats.
Just
Make up
hit the
for it with
squat.
bigger
You gotta
ass.
Make up, it's all good. Girls with small boobs
Teach
work
them.
harder too. by
When
the way, I'm
did the
just saying.
My
idea?
work ethic is the same.
When did the idea that big boobs relate to femininity originate for you? Do you remember?
I just think it was me personally, especially to like the older I got and the more into fitness I got more muscular. So for my frame, it was just this idea of femininity. Like, I don't think there was like a pivotal point in my life that I was like, oh, boobs mean feminine. I think it was just like the overall, like, women have breasts, men have chests, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just like seeing everybody around me, like not even that implants were like a known thing because I didn't even grow up in California. So I grew up on the East Coast.
Thank
So
you,
a lot
Durham.
of East Coast is natural beauty, right? So not a
Right.
lot of people get plastic surgery there.
East Coast
Yeah.
is natural beauty. Really?
East, yeah.
Compared to
Compared to California.
Excluding
Is it?
Miami.
I don't know,
Don't
Florida.
include Miami in that.
I was about to say.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like a lot of like, I guess, Northeast, right? So it's just a lot of like natural beauty. Like not a lot of people get plastic surgery.
How about the Pacific Midwest? Like what's going
I
on
don't
there?
I don't know.
Probably not that much plastic
Yeah.
surgery either.
The Midwest, I imagine, doesn't have much either. Whatever.
Do you think if small boobs were celebrated more in like the magazines that we consumed or like the Instagram, like if women were shown a lot of examples of women with small boobs and they were the beauty standard, do you think that may have
It
influenced
might
you
have, but I
differently?
mean, think about it. Like when you see, I feel like, I guess implants and things like that weren't as common until like more recently, right? So like growing up in the early 2000s, like celebrities didn't have implants. Like that wasn't super big. Like I feel like back in the early 2000s, celebrities embraced, smaller chests and things like that. So I think it's just like a personal preference. There was never like a pivotal moment that I was like, wow, big boobs means feminine. It was kind of just like, for me, for my frame, how I see myself, this is.
You know what? Let's
Yeah.
talk about the biggest tragedy when it comes to plastic surgery. Okay.
Labiaplasty.
Labiaplasty. Okay.
It should be
10,000. There are
banned.
10,000 labiaplasties a year in the United States alone. Poor women. They've been tricked. They've been tricked into thinking that they're not fine just the way they were born, and it's upsetting. It upsets me as a feminist. I'm very upset by this. I am a woman's advocate. I'm a woman's advocate. 10,000 a year. You know, if we were to add that up, if we were to do the math, that's like the chopped off
Lady bits.
If we were to put them in a line, I could get from here all the way probably to Idaho. And that's upsetting. Okay, that's a very long drive. I've done that drive. I had to go do multiple brake stops when I took that drive. Okay, I was very tired. My back was aching by the end of it. And I'll just say, listen, ladies, if there's any ladies out there with large labia, don't cut it off, okay? There are guys, you'll find a guy who will like you just the way you are, just saying, right? Good talk. Okay.
I thought you were going to say like death.
Death? What do you mean?
Like the worst thing about plastic surgery is like
dying. Oh, tell us your anecdote, Maddie.
I have like a I didn't used to be like super against plastic surgery, but I had a family member who like passed away from being under anesthesia and just like, because of plastic surgery. And that's why I'm like mostly against it, because it's just dangerous.
It's dangerous.
I think if men were completely erased off the planet, women would stop. Not that I want that to happen. I'm just saying, if there were no men, I think plastic surgeons would go out of business very fast.
Wait, hold on. But
and that's not a criticism to
do
men.
It for men. Wait, but
that's not my argument. That's not my argument.
Okay.
My argument is that at least a very big reason why a lot of women get plastic surgery is to be more attractive to men. It's to increase their mating value score.
It's true, probably. Definitely.
And I think that if men were to disappear, I mean, it's kind of like when you go to a woman's sleepover and everyone's like in their pajamas and no one cares how they look because but then if a hot guy steps into the room, all of a sudden everyone's taking their hair out. And
wait, I hear the exact opposite argument from women that they're like wearing makeup for other chicks.
Yeah, maybe makeup, but
like what about do you have fake nails?
Yeah, well, these are my nails, but yeah, they're done.
You get them done.
Yeah.
What about you? There's those fake nails.
Don't look at that one, but yeah.
Don't look at that one. I've been staring at it all night. You gotta get that fixed. Okay, nails?
They're natural. They're just painted.
You think guys? Do you think guys are like, wow?
In certain countries,
she's got really great nails.
In certain countries,
when their back gets scratched, yeah, they do.
Yeah, but you can just do that with like natural nails.
Not the same.
Lebanese guys love women getting their nails done.
Okay,
but yes, if we're talking about like the Western world,
I don't know about Lebanon.
If a girl is extremely attractive, no one's going to stop her at her nails. Most men are not going to stop her at her nails.
I was gonna go for it, but I saw that her nails weren't done. So it's a wrap.
It's a standard.
It's a wrap. Wait, going back to you.
Okay.
You said something interesting when I think you were talking to Andrew about you don't think when it comes to the 10 thing, you don't make any determinations when it comes to looks?
No, I told him I don't have a preference.
You have no preferences with looks?
No, I don't.
You have no preferences with looks?
It's true.
So you would date Brian?
Well, personality-wise, now that I've gotten to know him, that's different.
If he came up to you and said, "Oh, can I get your number?" you would say yeah.
Maybe if he approached me that way, I probably wouldn't. But based off the looks, then I wouldn't disagree to it.
In a perfect situation, if he approached you and was like, "Hey, my name's Brian. Would like to take you out. Here's my number.
Yeah.
Or can I have your number?"
Yeah.
I'm confused. I'm still confused.
Were you not paying attention?
No, I was paying attention, but...
She said yes if you approached her the right way.
Yeah.
But how's that related to looks?
It's not.
It's not.
That's the point.
She just said, like...
She's basically saying she would determine... She doesn't look at looks. She would determine by the way someone approaches her.
So I think everybody's attractive, but just because you're attractive doesn't mean you get a date or a number.
You think everyone's attractive?
Yeah.
What?
It's true.
This sounds like some kumbaya bullshit to me.
It's not.
Oh my. So you don't think there's objective beauty?
I'm sure there is. There's beauty standards. There's, stuff like that. But I just don't agree with that.
Do you have a celebrity crush?
I don't think so. I don't like celebrities or put.
Would you rather date an obese guy or like an athletic guy?
Well, that's different because that's a health issue.
Yeah,
of
but
course, I don't want to date
looks.
somebody who isn't healthy, and that's totally different. But I don't think he's ugly. He probably has a beautiful face, but he is unhealthy.
ignoring the health implications of obesity, which one do you find more aesthetically pleasing?
If we're talking aesthetic, then that's not really like.
Devon Jackson donated $69. I believe her on the looks thing about as much as I believe her on the waiting till marriage thing, which is to say, I don't.
Boom, roasted.
Thanks for the opinion.
So you were about to say, go ahead.
I forgot what the question was.
You were about to say that you don't care about looks or something?
I don't. I mean, I think everybody is attractive, but that doesn't mean just because you're attractive, you get a date or you get a number. I think there's more
so I asked
to
you just
dating
on
than
aesthetics. You were about to say something about aesthetics.
I don't have an aesthetic. I don't have aesthetic preference, so I don't think that really matters to me personally.
Nick, could you pull up that true rate me thing? Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Do you know where to find it?
No, actually I don't.
Okay, I think it's in the Dropbox folder. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not.
Should I look on here?
Hold on. One sec. Is it in the Dropbox folder?
I could probably pull it up for history.
Drop off.
I don't know where it is, dude.
Okay, I'll try to find it.
It might be infographics, possibly.
Yeah, I'll work on it.
If you can work on it. But okay, so looks, I just, it's hard for me to believe that looks don't matter at all. Has that always been the case for you, or only after you became more religious?
No, I think it's always been the case.
So you wouldn't mind if your kids were ugly?
Why would my kids be ugly?
Because you dated an ugly person because looks don't matter?
She wouldn't.
No, just because you think somebody is ugly doesn't mean I would think they're ugly.
What
I
if
thought
you
that
both
looks
agreed?
don't matter.
What if you both agreed? Well, you said you don't make, well, you can't make any determinations to ugliness, right? Because you think everyone's attractive.
Right.
So there would be no point of contention over who's ugly. Well, she could think somebody's ugly, but you would just default to everybody's attractive.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you found it, Nick?
Yeah, I found my stuff to pull them up.
I just want the guys. I don't want the girls.
Okay.
Do you have the guys?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so we're going to have you look at some photos here, and we're going to just ask kind of your opinion. Can you get it pulled up, please?
Yeah, you want to start at the top?
Yes, at the top, please. All right. Make it a little bigger, please.
Oh, these guys look the
Bigger,
same.
bigger.
I'm trying, it's not working. I think it's maxed.
Oh, okay. Wait, show me the cursor over there.
Are these
Click
guys
it.
models or celebrities?
Some of them are actors.
Just click. Okay, now you should be able to mouse wheel out.
That's hilarious.
Mouse wheel out. More. Sure. Maybe a little bigger, because scroll down a little bit. All right, so you might disagree with specific placements of some of these men, but Francisco Lachowski, that's one that I tend to often show individually. Nick, how long has Big Labia Matter been up? How long have you had that? Okay. Go ahead. Scroll down. Okay. Keep going. Just scroll down. You know what? Just scroll all the way down to the bottom. All the way. Immediately down to the bottom. Scroll back up a little bit. Okay. So no differentiation between the men at the bottom and the men at the very top?
No, because
Lol Paladins donated $69. Rachel Wilson 7 out of 10. Rachel Wilson's sandwich is 10 out of 10. This woman is like when you ask if she cares about height, they always say no, but then you find out her boyfriend is 6 feet 2.
What?
your assumption is wrong. But
Okay, thank you, Law Paladins. Thank you. I just showed you the thing. What were you about to say? Go ahead.
well, I think that was pretty. I don't know. I do think everybody on there is attractive. Obviously, the ones at the top had some work done and are like I don't know. They definitely looked a little too plastic. They looked even AI to me. And the guys at the bottom obviously looked, like they've been in an accident or, there was some like deformation within the birth or something like that. So, but that doesn't, I don't see that as ugly, and I don't see them as good looking, attractive.
Do you see it as less attractive than the guys at the top?
Definitely not.
What? Girly.
Hold on. Okay, bring it back. Scroll it up to the top. Don't show us the bottom. Okay. Just show us from 10 to 8. Okay. All right. Now just bring us to 5. Where? Okay, Jonah Hill. So, no, you can't make any differentiation here, any discernment here between the men at the top and the men who are average?
No.
Can I ask a question? May I ask a question to you?
Reason with somebody like this.
How would you define your personal style, like how you dress?
But she's also a 10.
No, just like
my personal style, I don't know.
Like, how do you choose clothing that you buy? Like, for example, the dress you're wearing.
I guess it depends on the occasion, and I don't know.
But do you find
casual, comfortable? I don't know what your.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you were in a store and you had to pick because you couldn't buy everything in the store, would you gravitate towards certain items of clothing over others?
Yes, definitely.
Why?
Like, because you think they're prettier than others, maybe?
No, it's like saying. I guess it's just what fits me. Like, obviously, I'm gonna choose a T-shirt over a crop top, or, stuff like that.
Wait, question. Okay, question. Hold on. So, do you think that being attractive confers benefits in life?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so if you're physically good looking, maybe it means you'll get treated better by people. You will have better dating prospects. You might have opportunities financially or with a job that you wouldn't otherwise have. Even in jobs that have really nothing to do with the physical appearance, they've actually found that, for example, in business, CEOs or whatever, in corporations, people who are better looking tend to be promoted more frequently at more regular intervals, get more raises, etc.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, so knowing that, and you do agree though that being physically attractive confers certain benefits.
Yes.
In life. Okay, so maybe you aren't able on your own level, you're not able to make determinations as to any given person's attractiveness. But do you acknowledge that some people are more attractive than others, or no?
Well, here we have a beauty standard. And so, yes, by that beauty standard, yes, I agree.
Okay, so even on your own personal level, knowing that you don't make any discernments when it comes to physical attractiveness, you don't factor it in terms of who you would date, wouldn't you want to have kids?
Of course.
Okay. Would you agree that you'd want to confer as many benefits to your children as possible?
No. Well, of course, but not in the terms of like how they look physically.
But even knowing that being physically attractive confers benefits throughout life, you wouldn't want to confer that benefit onto your children by, for example, choosing to partner with and marry and have children with somebody who's physically attractive?
No, I would rather choose someone who's less physically attractive and, whatever standards you're referring to. And
and a good person.
Yeah.
Let's assume the good-looking person's also a good person.
Then that doesn't matter. Then I'm not looking at their physical. Then he's a good person. Of course, I'm going to pick that person.
Well, what if you had a choice between two people who were both good people? One was more physically attractive. Or you wouldn't be able to even discern.
Yeah.
You looking at two people, you wouldn't even be able to determine which one's more physically attractive.
Yeah, because I would think about why do I determine this person as more attractive? Depend on what scale and,
the objective beauty scale, I guess.
Then I'd rather not.
Lol Paladins donated $500.
Okay, they want you muted.
This troll. She decided to triple down rather than admit she was lying. Would rather you talk about literally any other topic.
Yeah, we'll move it on. I'm not really sure what angle, how to exactly approach this. Let me ask you one more question, though, right before we mute it. So, is it because you don't want to, is this actually how you think, or you just don't want to admit on a podcast that, because you feel it would be mean or insensitive, or it wouldn't be nice to actually admit that there are differences in physical appearance?
I think there are differences, but again, I think that's on a beauty standard that I don't go with.
Okay, so he did want to mute you. Okay, we're going to mute you. I guess just my whole thing is, looking at those guys who are at the top of that, the photos or whatever, and then the guys who are in the middle at the 5 or 4, or even the guys at the very bottom. I mean, I question your ability to make logical and reasonable decisions if presented with the genetic gift that some of those men would be able to confer to your children. Leaving aside just strictly your own selfish reasons for what you find aesthetically pleasing, you saying that I would just as quickly pick one of those men at the very bottom over the men at the top is just, to me, is crazy.
I think that's a little shallow then.
Well, but you have makeup on, right? And regardless of how anyone here feels about makeup was designed to make women look more visually appealing to men. Blush is how a woman looks when she is flushed and fertile and healthy. Full eyebrows are a mark of youth, and same thing. Full hair, same thing. All of makeup is designed to make you look more fertile, more youthful, more beautiful, and you're participating in makeup. So whether you can admit it or not, on some level, you conform to a universal beauty standard.
Well, no,
I'm sorry. I have to honor the mute. So we're going to move it on. We'll go for a little bit longer, and I think we're going to try to wrap pretty soon. But any topics any of y'all want to hit on here? Andrew, you got anything you want to hit on besides Kiki?
You leave Kiki out of this.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. What are you eating? Mm-hmm. What are you eating, man?
Just some potato chips.
Tuna sandwich.
Tuna sandwich.
Tuna sandwich. Fuck. Madison, what you got for us? I know you got something.
Who the hell eats tuna?
Go ahead, Maddie. What you got?
It's not
for
even
us?
real anymore either. It's not even real tuna.
What you got for us, Maddie?
Didn't we talk about things right before we started the show that we wanted to talk about?
No, I think you have something. I think you have something, Maddie.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll ask my question that I always ask. Do you guys think that body count matters, or would you object to a man caring about your body count?
I don't think body count matters. And I mean, if someone has a preference, that's their preference. If I don't fit their preference, then that's fine. I think everyone's allowed to have their own preference on, I think, anything, right? Looks, how someone carries themselves is a standard, right? So if you're okay with being someone with someone who has a lower or higher body count, then that's fine. I think everyone's entitled to their own preference in terms of appearance and standards and things like that.
I agree with you.
J. Ekin donated $69. To quote the great Andrew Wilson, let us assume for a second, does sending a TTS make me a simping pay pig? Hunnick stares at Nick. Okay, I'm off for my vibrational journey to St. Baptist Church.
Yo, Jay Ekin, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Good to see you in the chat, man.
It's Jay Ekin.
Jay Ekin? Okay, I guess I scuffed it. Trying to think what else there is. Hold on, guys.
What about modern
I was
men
looking
loneliness?
here at kind of your business.
Old Man Marine donated $69. Your delusion makes you sound stupid and you're less attractive for it. Quit being stupid, you effing moron.
Jeez.
Angry man.
Yo, what's up, Marine? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Go ahead, Andrew.
His mic's not working.
Can't hear you. Your mic's off. Andrew,
Still
can't hear you, man. Mic's off.
Well, I don't know why the mic keeps on getting shut off, but it says that you're a thought leader dropping truth bombs about modern dating.
That's an old bio, but yes.
What are the truth bombs?
I dropped several tonight. You asked me to rate the room. I did. That's one. You're muted.
Muted.
Yeah, what are the truth bombs that you drop?
I mean, I dropped one earlier. I said there's an objective mating value score, and it's decided by who you're wanting to mate with. That's a truth bomb.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty common knowledge, right?
Well, apparently not, because we just spent 40 minutes arguing it. So apparently it's not common knowledge for everyone.
Well, no, I mean, it is, because by your own admission, you just basically said that they're lying through their teeth, right? Like, they do believe it.
Yeah,
They're
common
just
knowledge
full of
isn't
shit.
always common sense, and some people don't abide by common sense. So just because it's common knowledge doesn't mean that everyone's operating by it.
Well, give me another truth bomb.
I gave one earlier. I said if you had a 35-year-old woman and a 25-year-old woman side by side with all the same characteristics, the younger one would be more appealing for obvious answers. For obvious reasons, rather.
How's that a truth bomb?
Because it's uncomfortable.
If you say all else
it's
equal, will a
uncomfortable.
guy go for the hotter chick? If you had a clone of a chick who was 25 and one, you cloned her off of a chick who was 40, wouldn't they go for the 25-year-old? Wouldn't every human being basically say yes?
No.
No?
Some people don't want to believe that.
No, I think that most people would believe that. I think that they just kind of lie, right? They're just not telling the truth.
Well, that's why
Just
it's called a
kind
truth
of the women
bomb.
in the room, right?
But that's why it's called a truth bomb, because it's uncomfortable. People don't want to hear it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious what the truth bombs were that you dropped, that's all.
Yeah, I mean, they're things that some people don't want to agree are true because they're uncomfortable. They would have to mean that there is such a thing as certain people being superior in the mating market.
Yeah, I just don't feel like that's, I don't know. That just seems like it's common knowledge to me. I was hoping for here's some things. So the reason I'm getting at this, because I was hoping, you have all this experience as a dating coach, you've been in this market for a long time. I'm hoping that I can hear some new stuff, right? I've been hearing this type of, kind of, women like taller men, that kind of thing. It's just very basic stuff.
Well, you're
for
married.
years and years.
You're married, so
Warlord
you're
69
not.
Uwu donated $69. To the Lebanese female, do you think females have easy here in the USA or in Lebanon?
Easier how? Easier how?
They have sex way faster than women in Lebanon.
Is he asking, are they easier or do they have it easier?
Do they have it easier?
Oh, do they have it easier when it comes to dating?
I guess you could say that about anything.
If I had to give a very generalized answer, I would say no, they don't have it easier because men in the Middle East are still by large more traditionally masculine and dominant. But that is a very big generalization, and Lebanon is a very small country. So I don't really know if it's a fair comparison.
$25. Do you find deformed men beautiful too because you yourself have also sustained major head trauma?
Wait.
Oh wait,
yes?
but I wanted to say one more thing, Andrew. Andrew, clearly you're already married and happily, it seems. So these aren't truth bombs for you because you've already got it figured out. I mean, you figured it out. You cracked the code. But there are so many men in your position who have not, and therefore revelations like this are actually revelations to them.
So what would distinguish you from other dating coaches?
Well, for one, when it comes to helping people, I don't just help people feel better. I help them become objectively more attractive based on...
Don't all big dating coaches do that?
No.
They don't?
No, some...
Isn't that just basic looks maxing?
It's not just looks, though. Women don't just care about looks. That's one category of what women care about. If we really had to boil it down, I've actually codified what women care about, and it is a 5-category assessment that
what is it?
Women universally agree on. It's called the mating value score. So regardless of where a woman lives in the world, she more or less wants the same thing. Now, whether she can have that is a different story, but most women, if not all straight women, want more or less the same thing.
Okay, what's that?
Well, to use a story from the client earlier that I shared, he had everything, but he was extremely insecure when he would approach him, and he was very nervous. So he checked off a lot of the boxes, but when it came to actually how he positioned himself, he came off as insecure. And every woman on this table, I believe, or at least most of the women on the table, agreed that they wanted a man who was confident. So most women want a man who makes them feel safe, and a man that they're attracted to, that they can respect, and a man who makes more money. I think most women do want that. Whether they can have that is a different story, but I do think that most women want a man who makes more money, is stronger than them physically, is dominant. His default is dominant, and
that just sounds like basic red pill talking points to me.
Well, that's because it's the truth. But
yeah, but I'm trying to figure out what sets you apart from every other date, because I debate
it's a good question.
Dating coaches all the time, right?
So,
and I debate within the red pill sphere with these red pillers all the time as well. And what you're saying here is just really functionally basic stuff that I would hear from any of these coaches, right? So none of them are going to say, women like it when you're a weak bitch, right? None of them are going to say, they like it when you're poor. None of them are going to say that.
But that's not feedback. So what sets me apart is that I get real women to give real feedback to men. I'm not just talking at them for 3 months.
Ulysses the Pagan donated $25. Boiling it down, your profession sounds more like an end run around the law and is actually an escort service.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but like,
I mean,
there's a guy on YouTube I used to engage with all the time. His name is Alex, playing with Fire channel, and I liked him okay, right? He's a nice enough guy. But I mean, this stuff that you're talking about, this would be like very, very basic stuff he would just start with before getting into the kind of the meat and potatoes of it.
But it's not always basic, because I've worked with men who are 6 feet, make 6 figures, and yet they don't fare well with women because, for example, they don't know how to hold a conversation, or they can't flirt, or they frankly don't even know that they're attractive, so they don't present with confidence. It's more nuanced than that. So just because it's common knowledge doesn't mean that it's always common sense. And what
you're
sets
talking
me
about
apart,
charisma, right?
Charisma is one of it, is a part of it. Social proof is another. So like earlier, someone was saying if Brian approached Andrea, like what would she say? The first question that popped up in my head was, does she know that he's the host of this podcast or not? Because that matters instinctually to women. He's got a lot of social proof because he's got millions of subscribers. So he's clearly proven himself.
Social proof that he's charismatic?
No, it means that he's got high status.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're the head of a podcast, you would be charismatic, right?
Potentially, yeah.
I don't know
But
how
it's not.
how
You
you
can, there's
see
so
that
many.
in a podcast
There's a
not be
lot of charismatic podcast speakers who do not have 4.4 million subscribers.
And there's also podcast speakers who have 4.4 million
Who are not
subscribers
charismatic. Exactly.
Name one.
So,
Name
I mean,
one.
I get what you're trying to
No,
say.
stop. Hey, stop.
Yeah.
Name a podcaster who has 4.4 million subscribers who's not charismatic. I'd like to actually hear one name.
It was just a statement.
Brian
it wasn't
Ellis.
like
Yeah,
a
no, I know,
factual
but can you
data.
name one?
I just said it was a statement, not a
I know
factual.
what you just said. Can you answer my question now? Can
No,
you name
I
one?
can't.
Yeah, I didn't think you could because you can't name one, right?
Wait, so just sit.
Yeah,
just sit.
you roll your eyes, but you couldn't answer the question. And you couldn't answer the question because it's stupid. It's actually a stupid statement to say. Some guy has this massive, giant 4.4 million following and has zero charisma. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
I mean,
the reason that I bring this up, the reason that I bring the charisma thing up is because I don't think that could be taught. I think that there's a bunch of people who
That
claim that they can
charisma
teach
can't be
men how to
taught?
be charismatic, and I think they're lying to them.
Ooh,
I think that
I
charisma is
greatly
something which is
disagree.
foundational. You either have the potential for it or you don't.
I greatly disagree. Charisma can
Good. Then we can get into the
100%
heart
be
of this.
taught.
Tell me how you teach somebody
There are
charisma.
I'm pretty milk toast.
you
I gotta
can-
be honest. Andrew. I'm pretty milk toast.
You can teach
You still have
someone.
charisma.
You can teach someone to be funnier.
Thank you, Andrew.
You can teach someone to be a better listener, to ask good questions, to tell better stories. You can teach someone to be more influential when they walk into a room. You can just like you can teach sales, you can teach charisma 100%.
You can teach sales to people who have charisma.
And you can teach charisma to people who
Yeah, so tell me, how would you teach a
who
person
are not
to be
in
funnier?
sales?
How would you
Excuse me?
teach somebody to be funnier?
Well, I'd have them hang out with other people who are funny. I'd have them watch comedians. I would teach them timing, tonality.
Sure, but wouldn't they need to have some baseline inside of their personality core, some kind of baseline charisma, where they even had the potential where they could be funny?
Yeah, but potential doesn't mean anything if it's not actualized. And
Yeah,
so
well, I agree
that's the
well, okay, so I can agree when you're talking about actualization, right? Like maybe you have the potential to be a bodybuilder, but you never work out. I get that. But when I'm talking about charisma, I think that charisma starts with a base. So there has to be some base for this. And that people have that base already at least
Adamantium
somewhat
donated
charismatic.
$25. Can Madam Hussein, the con artist, shut up and Miss Piggy on the far right put on a burqa?
What
So-
the fuck? That's crazy.
Is your argument, just so I'm clear that we're having the same conversation, is your argument that we're born as we are and we should just kind of accept it? So we're either charismatic or we're not charismatic, and then we shouldn't really.
Well, yeah, so
because
I
that to
think
me
if
sounds
you're-
like a fixed mindset.
So I think if you're born really, really ugly, you might be able to what they could call looks maxing, and you might be able to make yourself slightly less ugly. Maybe you can work out and this type of thing. But I think you're still going to be ugly. You're just going to be buff and ugly, right? So maybe it can up your scale a little bit, maybe 1 point, something like this. But I think that the charisma especially, and what I've noted is people either have this as a trait, they either are somewhat leaning towards charismatic, or they just don't. So like even in your example of sales, yes, you can teach people sales if they have the potential to be charismatic enough to do it because they already have some set level of charisma. I don't think that charisma is something that's taught, though. I don't think it's something easily taught. You either have it, it's called the it factor for a reason, right? You either have it or you don't.
Well, I mean, I respect your opinion, and I disagree. I think you can definitely teach people how to be charismatic, and I don't think you have to be charismatic to be good at sales. There are plenty of extremely mellow salespeople. Sales is all about you have a problem, and I'm better at explaining the problem than you are, and I have a solution that matches your problem.
Yeah, that's all
not
charisma.
No, that's nothing to do with
Communication's charisma. Communication is sales.
They've actually done studies on this. Sales with video off do perform much better than sales with video on. Why is that? I mean, you can't really use charisma with as much with the video off.
The person's better looking.
They can't.
What do you mean? They're better looking and have more charisma.
You can't
That's
see.
why.
I'm saying video off sells better than video on.
Because most people are not very good looking, likely. Most salesmen are probably not highly good looking, but that doesn't mean they don't have a lot of charisma. So this is why women can fall in love with a voice, right? And then see the guy behind the voice and go, holy shit. Once they see him, they go, not so interested. Loved the voice, didn't really necessarily love the person behind the voice.
Okay, well, I do think that some people are born naturally more charismatic, just like some people are born naturally more attractive.